I was so disappointed with the original Royal Enfield Hunter 350 that my conclusion was maybe don't buy one, but the 2026 model has me jumping up and down, something the old rear suspension setup would do on your behalf. Now I think you'll be jumping up and down with joy because if you're into retro, this would be a great starting point. So, are we making an about turn here? Yes, we are. The original good things about the Hunter were the small size, the light feel, and it was just so easy to ride that riders of all skills and sizes would find this easy to appreciate, helped further by the excellent pricing. Do continue to ignore the bottom model since great price, but it has spoke wheels and tube tires you don't really need. And the exhaust sounds properly good with abundant and smooth torque from the J-Series engine and extra cheerfulness because the 17-inch wheels. Reduce the gearing a little bit. The 2025 model also adds the LED headlight, which in all honesty is 2 points short of useless. But the important thing is a brand new rear suspension setup that does actually really work, and the change in the comfort level is why we are making this about turn. I'd go so far as to say if you have an older Hunter, consider spending 5,000 odd rupees and getting these rear shocks on your bike since money well spent. And if you're new to the Hunter 350, here's what you need to know. Music. Before we dive further into the Hunter, I'd invite you to check out guides on the Motoring app, which contain information as text, photographs, all the videos we make, plus rivals, comparison summaries to make sure you can reach a decision about purchasing a vehicle or not for yourself as quickly and as accurately as you can. They contain rivals and all the videos we make, including first view, balance, and a full FAQ set, as many as 25 videos in some cases that detail the vehicle out fully. And the guides are only on the Motoring app, which is free to download and sign up on for iOS and Android. So do check it out. And now let's talk about the Hunter 350. Let's start with how it is to ride since the Hunter is in its element in the city, where the easy and smooth engine combines really well with the 5-speed gearbox. And if you're a relaxed rider, you'll usually find yourself in 5th gear, maybe 4th at best, able to match whatever speed traffic is doing and overtake anything you see whenever you feel like. And all of the time, the Hunter feels torquey and relaxed, which is always done with the smoothness of a J-Series engine, rounding out a compelling riding experience. The issue with the old motorcycle was the rear suspension, but the 2025 model update completely solves that problem. Would that make the Hunter 350 the most comfortable motorcycle at this price point? Maybe not, but it's good enough now for me to think whatever you compare the Hunter to, comfort will be a minor factor in the decision, not even close to a deal breaker. And I'm going to say that on anything but the very poorest of roads, you're either going to manage well, or at least well enough since the old suspension was also a deal breaker when it came to long hours in the saddle, as you do on a tour. Made worse by the fact that the nature of the engine's performance doesn't really talk to the highway quite so well. Today, I would say if you have a 2025 plus Hunter and you like to travel, I think you can manage. But would I recommend you buy a Hunter 350 2025 Plus with the intention to travel with it? I would say think that through since the engine is large, but the torque is oriented towards low and mid-range. This is a compact and light motorcycle by design, meaning space is at a premium. So you can manage highway work, but it's not the most comfortable way to do it. Let me explain. The Hunter 350's smoothest possible highway cruise should be 80 to 85 kilometers per hour, which is enough for a relaxed rider. You can also cruise at 100 if you like, but at that point you'll absorb noticeably more strain from the engine and the note, and there's some vibration in the foot peg and the tank too. To explain this further, consider the classic 350, which has the same engine and the same performance, but has slightly taller gearing, mostly thanks to a larger rear wheel. On the classic 350, you can achieve the same kind of smoothness 10 kilometers per hour faster. And the classic 350 is physically a larger motorcycle, so it has more space, while the heavier feeling classic 350, actually even more than that, the Bullet 350, can effectively iron out poor roads in ways that the Hunter simply cannot. What I'm saying is riding with luggage, with pillion and luggage on a Hunter 350, you can manage. It's not going to be anywhere close to ideal though. There's a silver lining to this since the smaller size, the lighter feel of the Hunter, and crucially the 17-inch wheels not only make the motorcycle easy for new riders, they also make it actual fun in the corners. This is an alert and responsive motorcycle at all times. Originally, we tested a Hunter with cat tires, and we weren't super happy with those. But these MRFs really work well, and today take one of these going into traffic. Everything feels easy, and out long sweeping corners on the highway or on the back roads. This is actual fun. The brakes are adequate. The rear brake is oversized, and it can be hard to modulate. The front, I wish there was a little bit more feel from it, but the bite is friendly enough with no lack of brake force, and whatever gaps you might spot. Dual-channel ABS is standard, and it fills those gaps. There's no real surprises on the service and warranty front, so I've moved all of that into the FAQ video set for this motorcycle. See the whole thing on the Motoring app, since it should be about a dozen. Videos containing all the crucial information on the motorcycle plus how to process its rivals. And if you're watching this video on the app, stay till the end for the notes section, since it contains smaller details like headlights and switches what you might need to complete your picture of the Hunter 350 if you're planning to buy one. What's left? The 2025 model update brings the Tripper turn-by-turn Google Maps navigation pod as standard equipment to the higher units. On the lower units, you always have the choice of buying the Tripper separately for about 5,000 rupees and adding it back if you like. We do really like the Tripper since instructions are clear, it works really well, the app is pretty smooth, but I should warn you that if you have a Tripper and you choose not to sync your phone to the Tripper unit, it can cause problems in the night because it'll be 8 p.m. and dark outside, and the Tripper will think it's 11 a.m., and then that backlight is just blindingly bright and distracting. In some ways, the Hunter 350 started out as a compact, good-looking Royal Enfield, and that it still is. The new color schemes for the 2025 Plus models allow you more choice in how extroverted you'd like your Hunter to be. What didn't happen, and I'm a little bit disappointed, is an upgrade in the overall finish level. Since if you consider Royal Enfield that were brand new after the first Hunters came out, we've seen Royal Enfield make steps in terms of overall finish and quality, but those advantages have not come to these models. More control over wiring and the panels could have improved your sense of what kind of quality a Hunter 350 is as a product. To sum up, the Hunter is an extremely popular motorcycle, and it's not hard to see why, and I don't think price is the core reason for that popularity. People have bought this motorcycle in large numbers despite how uncomfortable the rear suspension was. And from that perspective, the 2025 Plus models, they're just a bug fix, but it attacks the biggest bug in the room, and it solves that problem comprehensively. I would say this is the setup that the Hunter should always have had. This is what Royal Enfield should have done, I don't know, 10 lakh Hunters ago or something. How much of a change does it represent for somebody about to buy a Hunter 350? This is a massive change for the rivals. If they weren't already feeling hunted, now would be a good time to start.